Here again we are at Zeeland Lumber, and why don't you tell us who you are and what's going on here today?
Hi, my name is Jim Donnelly. I'm with Lindsay Windows and Doors, and today we're going to demonstrate the installation of a new construction vinyl window with an integral nailing fin. We have a window that we're going to be installing in this application. We've already gone in with the house wrap and the sill pan flashing. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking an integral nail fin new construction window and setting it into the opening. Of course, you're going to talk about installation from shimming. You're going to want to ensure that that window is installed. Prior to installing it with the nail fin, you're going to make sure that that window is plumb level and square. You can achieve that through using shims around the perimeter, top, bottom, at the check rail. And in some instances, you may need to go in with a continuous shim along the bottom if your rough opening isn't square. Your nail fin is going to be a 2 7/8 inch setback. Some products may have an integral J-channel for your siding application, and then sometimes you may be going in with a product that might have a extension jamb to make up for your jam condition, let it be 4 and 9, 6 and 9, or custom jamb. The window that we're going to be installing has a nail fin that is an independent accessory piece that can be used. So we'll install that window, and we'll be using the pre-punches. We're going to be using caulking behind the nail fin, and then go on with a flashing tape over the nail fin.
Outstanding. And here to help you, we've got Rick Brianez from our window department.
Absolutely. Let's get started. You want to hold that there? Sure.
You said a lot of times you caulk that in before you set it, or?
Typically, we would apply a bead of caulk the full length of the nail fin on the back side of the nail fin. That way, when you put the window into the opening, that caulk is now creating a weather barrier between the existing house wrap and the nail fin.
Okay. We just didn't do it in this case because it's just a display, and we have to take this back apart.
Right. Now what he's going to do is ensure that the window is inserted into the opening and that the sill and the jambs are level. He's going to do that by leveling the unit.
And typically we just open the window to be able to reach on both sides?
Yep.
Correct.
There you're on both sides, and you kind of look with yours. And it looks like we need to probably pick this up just a little bit.
Okay.
It'll be on this side here.
So what he would be doing now is from the interior, using either wood or compression horseshoe shims, installing those underneath the sill to create your level sill. He's also going to put a level on the jamb to make sure that our jambs are not bowed, and typically would be shimming at the point of the check rail halfway up. Okay. So now he's going to come around. The nail fins are pre-punched, and the punches on the nail fins are actually oblong. The reason for that is vinyl expands and contracts, and so you want the window to be able to move, and so the pre-punched nail fin hole being oblong allows that window to expand and contract.
And generally, you'll end up taking an 1.5 inch galvanized nail generally, and using that to secure the window to the opening once you have it in plumb level and square. Today, due to the fact that it's a display, we're going to just run some fasteners through and just kind of hold the window in place, and then we'll flash it and show the flashing steps.
Outstanding. Now, do we need to actually, if we're really installing this window on a house, do we need to go in every one of the nail slots, or is it just, or is there like a spacing you need to put them on around the perimeter?
Whoops. The typical reason for the nail punches are to be used in every one of them.
Okay.
I've seen where once you've got and because of vinyl, you want to try to keep that sound to the wall as best you can. If you do, in increments of say every third hole, you then leave yourself open for variation of the unit not to be in plumb square to the hole. Once you've gotten your window dialed in, I would recommend that all the nail punch holes be used.
Okay.
Especially on the sill, because there's a lot of times where nail punch hole get used on the bottom on one in the center, and then on the other end, and then all of a sudden you end up with a bowed sill, just from Mother Nature. So it's best to anchor all the nail hole punches all the way around the perimeter of the window.
Okay. And then once you get that window installed, you just check it for functionality.
Yep.
And
Then you check it for functionality, make sure check rails line up, and everything locks and secures, and then you flash off your window, and you can move on to your next one.
all right. Thanks, guys.
You bet.
Appreciate it.